Now. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Chris,
My name is Ray.
and we're gonna be bringing you a podcast of sorts.
Oh, good lord.
Yes, it's gonna be phenomenal. We're gonna have a good time, Ray. It's gonna be good, man.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, so just before we actually get into any actual content of any sort, I wanted to just try to preface anything really. We're gonna be doing a weekly podcast where we just talk about some nerdy stuff. Today we're talking about Infinity War and people who died in that. Next week we could talk about something in Star Wars, or we could talk about anime or something like that. We're just gonna we're gonna talk about nerdy culture once a week, and we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, whatever this guy's thinking, I wonder.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's honestly all that's it. There's not really much else to talk about there. But I think now that we have that out of the way, what I wanted to talk about today, and I don't know, I'm sure this will transform into something else, I'm sure.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about Infinity War?
Yeah, okay, so what I wanted to talk about was there were a lot of people who died, and that was pretty apparent.
Oh, yeah.
If you've seen the movie, if you've seen anything about it. Exactly. There's a lot of people who died in that, people like Loki or Gamora or even SpiderMan or Black Panther. And if you haven't seen this already, now is your spoiler warning. I'm sorry, we kind of revealed that. But it's fine. But the thing that interested me about the people who died is that the producers and the people who make it and the directors Kevin Feige and the Russo brothers and stuff like that, they came out by saying that the deaths could be permanent. And that really got me thinking. What? Yeah, they said that the deaths could be permanent, and that's a little bit interesting. And so I wanted to I wanted to run by a list with you, Ray. I wanted to have us go by and give
I'm down.
Yeah, I wanted to give a list of who we think is going to stay dead and who we think is going to be alive by the end of the fourth Avengers. So, yeah, that's about it. What do you think about that?
Okay. Let's go with who we think is gonna come back first.
Oh yeah, okay.
Who's gonna stay dead?
Okay, yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
So, okay. God. Obviously, for me, I think Spider-Man's gonna come back. That's just apparent.
No
he's got another movie coming. He's got another movie along the way, and so.
He's too lovable.
Well, yeah, that too. He's very much a lovable character. He's very much a popular character with a bunch of fans, and so I don't think he's going to stay dead for very long.
And his new game is making so much money.
Exactly. They're going to bring him back. Another one that I personally think is going to come back, who's going to get resurrected, is probably going to be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I don't really have a real justification, but there was this thing, I'm not sure if it was a fan theory or whatever, but I read somewhere that it was a situation where the Ancient One said something about using the Time Stone and how you can only see your future up until you die. And in Infinity War, Doctor Strange saw 14 million or something possible outcomes, and only one of them, they all survived or whatever. And so I do think that he does live because of that. It would make sense for him to see into the future and realize, oh, I die in all of these other timelines except this one, and so I have to play my cards right. And so I do think Doctor Strange is going to come back eventually.
Oh, I heard a totally different fan theory. In the movie, if you see where Thanos puts on the gauntlet, it shows the time symbol that Doctor Strange does when it reverses time back and forth. It shows that symbol going around the gauntlet when he puts it on. So the fan theory is that he cursed it. So it's gonna go back in time a little bit, enough for some of them to come back, but not all of them.
Okay, I could see that. I could definitely I can see where that has merit. But at the I don't know. For me, at the same time, it's maybe he did curse it, but why wouldn't that just immediately act out in Infinity War? Aside from ooh, we got to make another movie, you know?
I don't know. That's a really good point.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything by any means. No, I'm not saying that. But I feel if they did that, if the fan theory was to be true, that would end up being a situation where it's oh yeah, we're only doing this next movie because we needed to milk as much money out of it as possible.
I hope that's not the case. Like, if the sequel is very disappointing on how they bring people back, I'm gonna be very upset.
Yeah, I would be too. Like, I don't blame you. Okay, but my next person on the list of who I think is gonna come back, even though it's starting to become, for me at least, more and more unlikely because of the circumstances with their director and everything, I do think the Guardians of the Galaxy at some point are going to come back. But I don't know what that direction is going to be without James Gunn heading the Volume 3, because I'm not sure if you've heard, but I've heard he got fired because he did this really racy and risque tweet. And so...
That was years ago, though. I don't get why they fired him.
Right, exactly. Like, I don't get it either. But, like...
Before he was even in the movies.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't get why they took him off of the project. But, like, I don't know. I think... Especially because some of the cast themselves of Guardians of the Galaxy, they're like, we don't want to do this without James. Like, there gives me reasonable, like, speculation or skepticism that they're actually going to come back or not. I do think they're going to come back, but I'm not sure what direction Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy is going to have without James Gunn. So...
Oh, it's real iffy now.
Right, exactly. And so that's a little bit scary, and I don't like thinking about that. So but like, yeah, I do think the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to come back for... I think they are going to get resurrected in one way or another. I'm not sure about Gamora because of her circumstances, because she didn't die to the snap.
I think she's going to be permanently dead.
You think so?
Yeah, her and Loki are finally just dead. There's a slight chance for Loki, but Gamora, no, I don't think so.
That's true. I have seen Loki like come out on top after dying 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, he has died, I think, 3 times.
He's died a lot, and so I could see him coming back from it, but I don't think that's going to be the case because
here's what's going to happen: they're going to collect the Dragon Balls.
Oh yeah, right. I could definitely see that. Yeah, that's like the cross universe crossover that they finally are gonna do. You know, instead of Avengers versus X-Men, it's gonna be Avengers versus the Z Fighters.
Oh my gosh! If they do Avengers versus X-Men, it's gonna be just Deadpool and hopefully Wolverine, since there are a lot of news of Hugh Jackman coming back.
See, I don't know how they're gonna do that though, especially because Disney is owned by Fox. I'm not sure they're gonna do another Deadpool.
No.
Or Fox is owned by Disney, not my bad. Yeah. Sorry, that was my mistake.
They bought him out.
But like, because Fox is owned by Disney, I don't know if they're gonna come back and do another Deadpool. Like, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I'd love to see it, but I'm really skeptical about that.
I want him back.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
I can't wait. I know what's gonna happen. He is their biggest money maker.
That's true. I agree with you there. Deadpool is a very like profitable character.
He made more money than the Infinity War movie in the second one.
That's true. Wait, is it true?
Yeah, the week after Deadpool 2 came out, and it made more money.
Wow. That's crazy.
Uh-huh. Deadpool fans are awesome. Well, my homeboys out there, we know what's up.
Yeah, exactly. Where were we? We were on, because we were talking about... Oh, yeah, we were talking about deaths, and I talked about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we kind of went off. But, no, that's fine. It's good. Personally, I think, aside from the end... Okay, so, all things considered, there's one more person on the list of who I think comes back, but that's about it. Oh, yeah, there's 2 now. Yeah, actually, good point. Black Panther's gonna come back. That's just a given. He's way too popular for him to like stay dead.
And their only black guy main character. Not to sound racy, but they need him if they don't want to look racist.
That's true. They like, I don't know. He was very popular. Black Panther was a very popular Marvel movie. It's one of the more popular ones nowadays.
Okay. Don't hate me, but I never saw a Black Panther movie.
You never saw it?
No, it's on Netflix. And I was like, I'd rather watch Parks and Rec.
I've seen it. Like, I've seen Black Panther, but it wasn't my favorite in any regard. I do like, they did have a very good, like, they had a very good world building aspect. Like, they introduced the Black Panther characters and they established, like, the tribes and, like, the cultural customs, and that was very cool to see. because it was like this own little world opening up in front of you. Like, I don't know, it was very immersive, and I really liked the building aspect of that movie because of that. But at the same time, Black Panther kind of followed the Marvel movie format too much for me, if that makes sense.
The Russo format?
No, it's I have this little thing, and it's called the Marvel movie format, and it's where in an intro movie, the superhero gets introduced, he gets his powers, somehow he loses some part of it, and he gets lost along the way, and then he comes back at the end. But at that same time, while he's going through that heroic arc that he has, there's this bad guy who comes, and he like takes control, and he like gets this power, and then he becomes a clone of like the hero in the first place. Like it happened in Iron Man with Obadiah. Yeah, and Thor. And it happened in Captain America even. There's a lot of Marvel movie formats that follow the same exact thing almost to a T when introducing new superheroes. And I don't know, that's what I don't like about Black Panther because of that, because it wasn't unconventional. It wasn't different. It was very conventional in that format, and therefore I didn't really like it as much.
I wanted to see that movie right after Infinity War because that's the final battle place.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm like, oh, there was some world building behind this. This moment would feel so much more if I knew who these other characters were.
Like, all things considered, believe it or not, I actually saw Black Panther after I saw Infinity War, and I didn't even it wasn't even needed. Like, you didn't need to see Black Panther in order to go see Infinity War, because it was the only real thing for it was the location that was a factor. And so it was very, very, very easy to go watch Infinity War without seeing Black Panther.
All right. Now back on topic.
We were talking about.
I think is going to stay dead.
Oh, okay. So.
Besides, like Gamora and probably Loki.
So the people who got killed in the process, I personally think Vision is going to stay dead, and that's a little bit kind of controversial because he's kind of a popular character. He's kind of like that, but I don't think Vision is going to come back to life.
I like the actor. I didn't like the character because he had all these powers, but they never actually showed him use them. The closest they got was with Ultron and the laser beam. That's very true. The crap kicked out of him in all the fights.
Yeah, he's like one of the more powerful characters. He even wields an Infinity Stone, but he gets his ass handed to him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very different.
And plus, he's the only one that knows that Ultron's alive. That's
true. That's very true.
Oh, I guess that secret dies with him then. Something to surprise everyone else later.
So yeah. Sorry about that. I got a little off topic. I kind of zoned out there.
No, it's good. It's good. I like talking about those stuff.
Oh yeah. So there were other characters that died within Infinity War that we didn't really mention about coming back to life or staying dead or whatever. But two of them are the Winter Soldier and Falcon.
I think they might be permanently dead.
What? I agree with you actually. I don't think that they weren't even important characters in Infinity War. They were just there, you know. And so
Captain America's best friend.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think that they're going to come back. And if they do, I mean, good on Marvel, but I don't think they're going to come back.
I don't think they're going to bring back Guardians of the Galaxy, but I do think they're going to give Rocket his own movie.
I'm very iffy on that. I don't know on that one.
And he's going to hang out with Stallone in the original Guardians of the Galaxy that they introduced #2.
That would be cool. I would go see a Marvel movie with Stallone in it.
I would love to see that.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Giving the original crew their own movie and just Stallone now being permanent canon in Marvel, I would die.
That'd be funny because the talking head in Volume 2 that was part of the OG squad was Miley Cyrus. And so that'd be a Miley Cyrus is confirmed to be a Marvel actress.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, right?
No, I don't want Miley Cyrus in my Marvel.
Well, I mean, it's kind of an even trade-off, man. You get Stallone, but at the same time, you also get Miley Cyrus.
Okay, I can sacrifice for Stallone.
So, there were a couple actually, a couple more that died that I wanted to talk about, and a lot of people. Well, I'm sure a lot of people know about them because everybody watches the end credit scenes now. And so it was Nick Fury and Maria Hill. Both of them fell victim to the snap, and
Samuel Jackson's coming back. Maria Hill's a maybe.
I disagree. Okay.
Well, he's gonna be in the Miss Marvel movie.
Well, I'm okay, but Miss Marvel is actually because of the trailer. The trailer set up that Miss Marvel is in the 80s or the 90s because I think there was a couple retro references, like a couple retro like video game references or like movie references from the 90s or 80s, and so.
I didn't like Miss Marvel when they introduced her, and then they had her punch the old lady in the face. I'm like, okay, this movie has
That was okay. That was probably my favorite scene in that whole trailer because it's like you know that that's not an old lady.
Just straight up hit her in the face. I'm like, everyone's gonna hate her in this movie.
If they wanted to do plot subversion, her hitting the old lady and having that be a regular old lady would be the perfect plot subversion.
That would be great.
Because
it
would.
An old lady who's just talking shit.
Yeah, right? Honestly, like, that would be the best plot subversion I think I've ever seen in a Marvel movie, aside from Infinity War.
That would be so good.
Okay, so... I'm typing here, We can't talk about Infinity War deaths without talking about who is still alive and if anybody in the remaining living cast is going to die or not.
Captain America is going to die next one.
I think, all things considered, Captain America is going to die or Iron Man is going to die.
I don't think Iron Man's going to die unless they have Spider-Man Peter deal with it in the next Spider-Man movie. Like that's going to be his Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I could see that. I could for sure see that. But the thing is, it's like both of these actors, or at least Iron Man, like Robert RDJ, his contract is well beyond over, unless he signed on for another 8 or 9 movies or something like that. It's well beyond.
I pray for that.
And then I'm not sure.
Godfather of the Avengers.
Yeah. And then I'm sure that Chris Evans' contract is very close to being up, if it's not already up.
Crap! I was gonna say something. I don't think they're gonna kill Iron Man because in the first Infinity War movie, they made us think he was the one that's going to die when he got stabbed.
That's true. That's very true.
I think that was a cop out. And okay, we really can't kill Iron Man. But Captain America.
But the thing is, I was one of those people who wanted Iron Man to die in Infinity War.
Why?
I wanted Iron Man to die in Infinity War because I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, I feel like RDJ has finally overstayed his welcome in the MCU.
Okay, everyone, hate on this man. Hate on this man right now.
No, but but hear me out. He's been in so many Marvel movies. He's
yeah, exactly.
And
why?
Especially with the whole speculation that Infinity War and its outcome, some of the characters are going to stay dead. It makes me think that they're passing the torch, and it's going to be a legacy movie, and it's the younger kids are going to take the mantle. It's going to be a situation where Black Panther and Spider-Man come up and take more lead, whereas people like Captain America and Iron Man are going to go on the back burner and maybe even die or something. I'd just rather have that, you know.
If we're talking about age, in that case, yeah, probably Robert Downey Jr. has got 1 or 2 more movies. Chris Evans, though, what is he, in his early 30s?
I would say he's older than that. I'd have to look that up.
But, no, I think he's going to be, now leading the young troops then. If that's what's going on.
Chris Evans is 37.
Wow.
And then RDJ is 53.
Okay, let's just agree they both look good.
I will.
For their age, yeah.
Personally, I'm more of an Evans fan than an RDJ fan.
No, I'm just saying they both look good for their age.
Okay, but Chris Evans looks better, so.
Chris Evans is ripped.
Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh. But
Okay,
he's
stop fangirl.
no, I'm not. But if I had to choose between the 3 Marvel movie Chris's, I would choose Hemsworth because oh my goodness, Thor is amazing.
I choose Chris Pratt.
Why though?
Because I feel like I could actually get along with Chris Pratt in real life.
Okay, I could see that. I could definitely see you and Chris Pratt like going to like a club or something.
You better, sir.
Like
And
you could be like
you and Chris Hemsworth would just be like at a bar and he's drinking and you're just holding your cup of coffee.
yeah, right? I could
You both just go, another.
yeah. I mean, maybe. But like, yeah, man. Like I don't know. I don't even remember where we were. We had like a good little rapport there, and so it's like I don't remember where we were or what we were doing.
Oh, it's all good. It's all. But we're both on thinking about the Guardians of the Galaxy and whether or not they're going to come back.
Oh yeah.
What's
Yeah.
going to happen instead if they don't?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd love it if James Gunn got rehired and like he directed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 because his
Not gonna
idea.
happen.
Did you say not gonna happen?
Yeah, I said not gonna happen.
Dude.
As much as people will miss him, Disney gives no Fs. Every person in Disney has very, very strict rules that they have to follow. Have you seen what they make them do? Like the rice and chicken diet.
Oh.
Oatmeal and chicken. That's all you can eat while you're in movies. And if they say you have to go somewhere and do an ad, you have to go somewhere and do an ad. You could be in the middle of film shooting, and you will have to fly over there and do it.
That's so.
They
that's
are
dumb.
very strict.
Okay, before we go on any further, just Disney, don't copyright strike us. We love you. We think you're doing great with your movies.
They're doing good in Marvel. I'll say that.
Well, Marvel and Lucasfilm are 2 separate companies, and it's not even Disney's doing with the whole Star Wars universe. It's like...
Did you see Solo?
No, I didn't see Solo.
Probably the best.
Like, I don't know. Star Wars doesn't really have a lot of direction because it's all new. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, George Lucas sold the rights, and they're just running with it, and they don't have any clear direction. Like, that's why...
The one good thing that they're doing right now is bringing back the Clone Wars.
Okay, but...
That is a godsend.
That's not even Disney's decision. That was Dave Filoni's decision, and the only reason... What?
Okay, even better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but dude, it was Dave Filoni's decision, and the only reason he's really doing it is because, like, he had so much untold stories to still tell. And it's like, I'm actually really looking forward to it. The only thing that I really don't like is that Disney is using this as an opportunity to capitalize on their new streaming service. And so...
that's unfortunate.
Like, I would love the Clone Wars. Like, I'd love it if it wasn't on the streaming service so I could actually, like, watch it for free.
It'll be on YouTube someday.
I hope so. Like,
everything ends up on YouTube.
I don't even... Okay. This is going to be, like, really controversial, and I say that in quotes, even though you couldn't see the quotes.
Heads up, everyone.
But I personally didn't like the Clone Wars when it first came out.
I'm going to hang up my phone.
No, but hear me out. I didn't like it because I didn't like what it was doing to the canon. It gave Anakin Skywalker an apprentice we'd never heard of before in the prequels. They didn't really give clear storytelling on how she, like, ends up not being in Revenge of the Sith. And then they just rewrote the whole canon for it, and it just...
Oh, did you see Star Wars Rebels?
I did see Rebels.
Okay, I was about to say, there's your explanation.
Right, but even so, like, I would much rather it be a situation where Anakin... Because it seemed like Anakin was, like, some prestigious and noble Jedi Knight in the Clone Wars, and he wasn't even that in the prequels. He was, like, this whiny little bitch in Episode 2. And then
this is what makes it so much better.
But, okay,
I prefer that guy to be canon and not the actors. Well, the actors were good. I'm going to say that. the writing that they were given was bad.
See, the problem with the prequels is that they weren't bad movies. It was poor writing, and it was given to young actors who were very well new into the acting game.
Okay, there's only 2 good actors that I'm going to point out. Well, actually 4 for including the robots, but 2 good actors in those movies. Samuel L. Jackson, and God forgive me, I forgot who played Obi-Wan.
Ewan McGregor?
Best. Yes, thank you.
Okay, but Natalie Portman was actually very good at her role. And then...
It's hard to like someone who's into someone like 10 years younger than you.
Okay, but Natalie Portman is very good. Like, as an actress, that was what took, like, aside from her, like, very early start when she did that one action movie that I don't remember where she was a little girl, like, Star Wars was her start. Like, she was going through college when she made the prequels, or was in the prequels.
Okay, I guess I'm more hitting on the character than the actor.
Yeah, like...
Mainly because in the Anakin scene where he takes her to his home, and he just tells her that he genocided a whole race, and she still wants to be with him.
Yeah, that's not very...
It would be normal for anyone to just leave.
That's not very smart. But at the same time, it's like...
Anyway.
I don't know. Like, I definitely wouldn't want to be... Like, if I was in Padme's shoes, I'd be like, Anakin... Take me back to Naboo. I don't want to ever see you again.
Oh, I wouldn't say that to him. I'd just take the plane and leave.
You know what?
I need to go outside for a minute.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Just take the ship, take R2, leave him a C-3PO.
Like, I honestly, she'd been like, I'm going back to Naboo, don't see me. And then I thought about this. I have a fan theory for you, okay?
Okay.
Padme was weak-minded all along, and Anakin was getting her to stay with him because of the Jedi mind tricks.
Oh my gosh, he started when he was a child.
Yeah, right? I could see it. I could totally see it.
Never good.
I don't know, like, that, I don't know. I think with that, though, I think that's a good place to, like, end it. Like, fan theory, Anakin mind-controlled Padme all along.
Okay, give us your thoughts, everyone.
Yeah.
I am totally on board with that.
Yeah, seriously, leave your thoughts wherever you want. Like, tweet us or comment down below or whatever, and just let us know, did Anakin mind-control Padme all along throughout the Star Wars prequels? But
we'll come up with your solution, whether if we believe it or not. I'm on board, though.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my name has been Chris.
I'm Ryan.
And that was our podcast, so we out. Peace.
Bye.